Welcome to the portrait workshop by Shiny Colors Fine Art Classes. This is Rashmi Soni here, and so far we have learned rendering the face in the different angle. We have learned all the features. We have learned to sketch full complete portrait with the pencil with all the major and minor details. And today I'm going to tell you how to color it. More exciting and more beautiful part of this workshop, and I have chosen watercolor medium. I love the way it merges and blends with the background. So let's start a watercolor portrait in this class. So I have decided to do the same model so far we are doing, to understand the better light and shade and color, and so that you can relate also the features and everything. You can see from the nearby how beautiful it came. You can see hair, you can see eyes, nose and lips, and you can see everything nearby. So let's understand the material that we have used for this portrait. So these are the 4 colors only I have used. This is the orange color, this is Alizerine Crimson, this is Scarlet Lake, and this is cobalt blue. So these are the 4 colors I have used for this workshop. These are Mission Gold Mazzello colors, and I'll tell you what are the brushes I have used. These are the brushes I've used. This is 80 number Escoda brush, mop brush, and that is 2 number Art Essential Mop brush, that is 0 number Art Essential Mop brush, that is Prinston 12 number round brush, and that is 0 number sable thin brush. These are very good brushes. They hold the water a lot, and at the same time they have a very nice tip on the edge, so you can give the minor detail also. At the same time you don't need to fill the color again and again. And this is the Lanaquarelle paper, 300 GSM, cold pressed 100% cotton paper, and all the materials, all the material you can find from artlounge.in. I will share the link in my description box, so you can find it wherever you are. You can order online and you will get it on your doorstep. So these are the materials so far we have used, and let's begin the portrait. So let's start painting. I mixed orange, crimson and little blue to make the dark tone, and I am applying on the darker side of the face. Right now my paper is dry, so whatever the color I am applying on that area is getting wet. And this side part of the face is light, so I am making it light, and I am using orange color. And I am leaving all the light part, those are reflecting with the light, like reflection on the nose and the eyes, and the reflection part of the lip area also. So I'm leaving the part that is only getting shine. And we have to give the all possible tones when it is wet. So you can see my paper is wet, so I am giving the possible tones so that we can get a smooth and nice effect. I am applying little blue on the sclera part of the eyes, so it will not look flat white. Now I am using purplish color for the shade of the face. So basically I mixed Alizerine Crimson and blue and little bit a tinge of orange to get the color little more grayish. And we can give all the possible tones when it is wet to achieve that smooth and nice effect. Once it dries, it will get patchy in watercolor. So basically we have to be a little fast when we do watercolor, so that when it is wet only we can give the tones. So you can feel my paper is wet, so when I am applying the color it is getting mixed and it is getting blur with the background. So that's what we need. It requires little practice on watercolor, but once you achieve it, it is very good to give the beautiful effect on watercolor. The wet on wet technique is always looks good when you do the painting. And as you can see, wherever the dark, I am applying all the dark tones. Slowly I am getting a form with all the possible values and with all the possible shadows and tones that we can get. And as the paper is wet, so it's easy to give all the effects. Now this side of the nose is little lighter, so we have to be a little careful when we give the color. The color has to be very less and transparent. And this side of the cheek part is having very light and slight tone, so we have to give that also. Paper should be wet, you have to remember this, otherwise the patch will come. So I've started the detailing on the eyes. So you can see I had colored the iris and the reflected light, that is cornea. I left the white on that and giving all the details. And this side eye is very light other than the iris. This side part of the eye is very light tones are there on the lower eyelid and the upper eyelid, so we have to give that light tones effect very carefully, because it should not look like outline anywhere. And when we give the eyebrows, we have to just make the base, and then we have to give the the tones, the darker and the lighter, wherever the less dense hair and wherever the more dense hair. We have to come to the other eye now. Similar way we will give the details. So if you have not watched my previous video where I have explained all the eye detail, I will highly recommend for you to watch that video to understand the details of the eyes. I have given the link of that video in the description box, so you can see. Actually, in this portrait workshop there are 10 videos, and all the videos are good to understand the features detail. So nose, lips, everything. And I'm giving the darker tone on the lower eyelid of this side of the eye. This side eyebrow is quite dark. And again, we should not make the eyebrow one by one like hair, and we should not give a very outline, very rigid effect of the eyebrow. It has to be soft on all the sides. The lower lip is casting shadow on the chin part, so we have to do that, and the upper lip is also casting shadow on the lower lip, so that we have to make that also. Slowly we have to give the lips detail. Applying a small values on this area of the face, that makes lot of difference when you give the smaller and minor details. And you can see how beautifully The lips came so natural and so nice. You can see the smiley face. And very small and minute values everywhere. I am just touching so that we can get the perfect face. And you see how the small touch everywhere makes so much difference. For the ear I am using red color because ear generally looks quite transparent through the light and gives that red effect of the blood. And now you can see on the eyebrow I am just giving small details where the hair is dense and where the hair is not dense. Now we have to give the background. And I want the background a little dull and light so that the face of the portrait will enhance. So I've used cobalt blue and a little bit red and crimson this side, and basically all the similar color that I have used on the portrait, because I don't want a very contrast background. And we will give the dress. So for the dress also I will not go very realistic approach. I'll not take very realistic approach here. I'll make it loose because I want the face should look more prominent in the painting. So rest of the things are dull and loose. Now we have to come to the hair part, and see, we have already made the shadow of the hair on the forehead previously. So now it is easier to maintain that up hair only. We should not worry about the shadow of the hair. I am giving one tone everywhere, and after that I can give the darker tone because I am not seeing any white shine on the hair. It is all in the darker side. and he has a very beautiful and very shiny thick color hair. So I have to give the same effect, and you can see the right side of the hair is quite dark, so we have to give the darker tone on that side. And this side, left side, because of light you can see small hair locks, and now you can see how beautifully the shine came on the hair. This side you can see small hair lock and very less dark effect because of the light, so we have to maintain that. So small hair locks and small darker and lighter detail we have to give on the hair. And this side ear looks quite dark, so we have to give that dark effect. And this side little more red I added just to give more tones, more values. I'm just mixing the hairline with the skin so that it won't look like outline. And I want to give little musical effect of this background because he's my son and he is a musician. He plays piano very well and he keeps composing beautiful melodies on pianos. So the music you are hearing in the background, that is his composition. So I want a little musical background for his portrait, but I don't want to make it very bright. I want to make it just dull in the background, few musical notes and the rhythmical effect on the background, so that we will give. I've just put some washes over those strings and giving the musical note effect. Very blurry on the wet surface only. As I told you, I don't want to make it very prominent, just in the background, little bit emerged from the background. That's all for today. If you like my video, please press the like button and subscribe my channel. Do not forget to share it with your friends and family. And so far we have learned full portrait in those 10 videos. So this is the last video, but this is not the last video from my channel. I'll continue sharing a lot of lessons in the various subjects. So stay tuned, stay with me. By that time, happy painting, my friends. Bye bye.